We will never forgive NATO for the killing of brother leader Muammar Gaddafi, and we'll never forget that this war alliance of NATO destroyed Libya, which was one of the very few economically sovereign countries in the African continent. Now, South Africa's relationship with the Russian Federation is rooted in true bonds of libertarian brotherhood. At the core of the Soviet Union was the Russian Federation, and anyone who argues otherwise is being dishonest. The USSR and Russia in particular dedicated military, political, and ideological resources in the struggle against colonialism and apartheid in South Africa. After the Sharpeville massacre on 21st of March 1960, the Soviet Union was among the first to cut all diplomatic relations with apartheid South Africa. It was essentially the Soviet Union working with the Cuban and Vietnam forces that provided military assistance in the Battle of Quito, the apartheid criminals to negotiate transition in South Africa. The Soviet Union and Russian Federation are not peacetime friends of South Africa, but true friends who must never be abandoned, irrespective of imperialist-sponsored master narratives about the military operations in Ukraine, which are essentially and emphatically aimed at preventing imperialist military expansion in Eastern Europe. South Africa is a member of the BRICS bloc of emerging economies, which essentially gives South Africa's economy access to a market of more than 3 billion people in the world and to more than 32% of the world economy. Our country must never distance itself from BRICS in favor of the erstwhile colonial and neo-colonial masters whose interests are ruthless exploitation of our natural resources. South Africa must not cut its economic relations with the Russian Federation and must instead deepen, broaden, and strengthen our economic, social, and political relations with the Russian Federation, and of course with all BRIC countries. The Russian Federation, like all BRIC countries of Brazil, China, and India, have no colonial and they've got no neo-colonial aspirations, but are instead committed to global peace, stability, and collective prosperity. In the immediate, the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority, SAPRA, must authorize Sputnik V vaccines, and all other relationships must be strengthened so that we have got access to Sputnik V vaccines here in South Africa. And all parts of the progressive world must treat the West isolation of Russia as an opportunity to transition to a new world as an European imperialism and colonialism. Now, in terms of the background, Chairperson, is that the outcomes of the Second World War was, one, the formation of the United Nations, but the colonial masters led by the US and the UK started a war alliance. NATO is a war alliance which is trying to expand its military bases towards Eastern Europe. The United States of America has currently more than 79 of those are in the African continent, including in Botswana, where we have the Africa Command Center. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with the military operations that are taking place in Ukraine to prevent the expansion of NATO, because we know of their sins and what they have done to destroy many parts of the world of overthrowing governments. We stand as the EFF to reaffirm that the relationship that has been built through blood and common purpose against colonialism and apartheid must be strengthened through properly defined and deepened economic relationships. We must never fall victim to NATO alliance as a peaceful alliance and any other person or any other national territory as a criminal alliance. We stand as the EFF to reaffirm that our relationship with Russia must never be discontinued. We should, on the contrary, strengthen that relationship because it is based on common prosperity and anti-imperialism. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Honorable Shivambu.
Honorable members, the world finds itself yet again on the brink of economic collapse.